Hi, welcome back. My name is Masha. This is mashMellow Yoga. And if it's your first time, you're not familiar with me or my classes, I structure my classes around how you want to feel or addressing a particular body part or body issue, such as shoulders or hips. Today's class specifically is a full body stretch and strengthen. It's a 30-minute yoga flow. I try to give modifications so that you can take it at your own pace and at your own level. And the only thing that you need for this class is a yoga mat. And I'm just gonna go ahead and get started on my mat. We're gonna start laying down on our backs, and I'm gonna let you do the same. Once you're here on the floor, you can wiggle your body a couple of times, swaying your hips side to side. You can decide today if you want to keep your feet on the floor, knees bent, or if you want to extend your legs long. That is completely your choice. If you have any lower back issues, knees bent always feels better, offering more lower back support. And then maybe you lift your shoulders, wiggle the shoulders, rock the back of the head a couple of times. And then if you're comfortable closing your eyes here, we'll close our eyes here. Your hands can go on your belly or by your sides. And we'll just take a few grounding breaths here, in through the nose, exhaling out through open lips. Noticing how you're feeling today. Inhaling in through the nose, exhaling all the air out. A few more like that. Trying to deepen your breath with each inhale, filling up your belly, ribs, and chest. Exhale as you squeeze all the air out. One more big breath like that. Inhaling to fill up the belly, fill up the ribs, fill up the chest. Notice any constriction in the breath. As you feel all the way up, see if you can hold your breath at the top. Take another sip of air in. Exhale, release. Soften the jaw, soften the shoulders, soften the hips down into the floor. Just take a moment here to be present in this moment with your body, with your breath. Even if it feels uncomfortable at first, which it oftentimes does, notice the discomfort. Where is it coming from? Is it tightness in your chest or sense of restriction around the ribs? Maybe there's an unpleasant sensation in the belly. Just becoming aware of the body signals that it's sending us. And we're going to start, invite the movement back, rocking the back of the head. And we'll go for a whole body stretch as you open your eyes, interlace the fingers, flip the palm, reach your arms overhead. Big breath in. Inhale. You can point your toes, extend your legs long. Exhale, side out if you can. Letting everything go. Bending your knees again. This time hugging your knees to chest. And we're going to roll side to side, massaging the lower back. And we're going to add knee circles from here, pushing your knees away from you and then out to the sides, and then hugging your knees back in and closing them together. So away, out to the sides, and then in and together. And you have an option here to use your palms for a more passive stretch, or if you'd like to gently activate through your core muscles, releasing your palms down onto the floor, starting to roll your knees side to side. In circles. Starting to roll your knees in circles. And we'll do one more circle in the same direction, and then reverse, rolling in the opposite direction. And a couple more. And then from here, lowering your left foot down, we'll extend our right leg up towards the ceiling. Bring your hands behind your right thigh. We're going to start by rolling out our right ankle. Get all the cracks out, point and flex. Make sure you squeeze your toes, getting lots of movement through the toes, mobilizing the foot. And then flexing your ankle, pointing toes towards your face. Think about pressing your heel into the ceiling as you try to straighten your knee a little bit more. And maybe you walk your hands up the leg any amount, up towards your calf muscle, the ankle, or all the way towards your big toe. If you are reaching for the big toe, make sure you're not lifting your head, neck, and shoulders off the mat. If they're lifted, relax them back down. Bring your arms back down. So anywhere behind your thigh is a perfectly fine option too, on your calf muscle or big toe or ankle. And from here, we're going to try to straighten the leg once again, pressing heel into the ceiling, adding a couple of pulses. Nice stretch for the hamstrings. Awesome. And from here, releasing the stretch, bringing your ankle on top of the left knee. Press your right knee away from you, opening into a figure four. From here, you'll walk your left foot closer in towards your glute. And maybe you lift your left heel off the mat. Staying just on your toes. That's option one. Maybe you rock side to side here. Option two is lifting your foot completely off the mat, hugging your thigh in, interlacing hands behind your left thigh. For this one, you want to make sure your shoulders and the back of the head are resting on the mat as well. And same thing here, we can rock side to side. Keep massaging your lower back. Maybe just for fun, you extend your left leg all the way up, roll out the other ankle. And we're going to bring our left foot down. Keep the figure four position here. Press the knee away from you. We're going to extend arms into a T shape out to the sides, and then drop your left knee towards the left. Think about stepping your right foot onto the floor as you point your right knee up towards the ceiling. To complete the twist, we'll rotate the head looking in the opposite direction of the knees. So this time towards the right. And staying here in your twist. Big breath in. And exhale out. To return, rolling your head back to center, rolling your knees back to center, lowering your right foot down onto the floor, extending left leg up towards the ceiling to switch sides. Bring hands behind your left thigh, start to roll out your left ankle, pointing and flexing, squeezing the toes. And once you're done with the ankle, we're going to flex it, point toes towards your face. Think about pressing through the heel up towards the ceiling, straightening the knee as much as you can, walking your hands up the leg any amount. So maybe you stay at the thigh level, maybe you walk towards your calf muscle, towards your ankle or your big toe. Same thing here, and do not reach your shoulders up. Mine is starting to come up, so I'm going to walk my hands back down towards the thigh. Staying here, really pressing through the heel, trying to straighten the leg, and then adding a couple of pulses here, trying to bring your leg closer to chest. Nice big stretch for the hamstrings, for the back of the leg. And then from here, releasing your left ankle on top of the right knee, opening into a figure four on the other side. Press your knee away from you. We're going to walk right foot closer in. And you can stay here or lift your right heel off the mat, staying on your toes. Maybe you rock side to side. And then if you feel like you can still stretch a little bit more, you can lift your right foot off the mat completely, bringing hands around your thigh. And then you want to make sure that your back and head are resting on the mat as you do this. I cannot do this comfortably, so I'm going to lower my foot back down on the floor. Stand on my right tippy toes and just rocking side to side. If your right foot is lifted, you can try extending it all the way up towards the ceiling. Give it a couple of pulses, squeeze it closer in. And we're going to lower our right foot back down onto the floor, open arms into a T shape, coming into a twist on the other side, dropping your figure four towards the right. Think about stepping your left foot onto the floor, pointing left knee up towards the ceiling. Right knee touches the ground. To complete the twist, rotate the head in the opposite direction, so towards the left. Stand here for a few breaths. Inhale in through the nose. Exhale out to release. With the next breath in, bringing your head back to center, bringing your knees back to center. And this time we're going to extend both our legs up towards the ceiling. Extend your arms up towards the ceiling. Pointing your toes up towards the ceiling, reaching your fingertips up towards the ceiling. Inhaling here. Exhaling as you lift your head, neck, and shoulders off the mat, reaching for the toes. Inhaling as you lower back down. Exhaling as you lift and reach for the toes. The more you bend the knees, the easier it's going to be. Inhaling to lower, exhaling to lift and reach. So if you want to challenge yourself, you'll extend your legs long. Inhale to lower, exhale to lift and reach. And if at any point it gets too much, you can always bring your feet back down on the floor. Inhaling to lower, exhaling to lift and reach. We'll go for 5 more. Inhale to lower, exhale to lift and reach. You can always switch between options. Inhale to lower, exhale to lift, inhale to lower, exhale to lift. 3 more. Inhale to lower, exhale to lift. 2 more. Inhale to lower, exhale to lift and reach. Pulse it up at the top. Give me 3 big pulses, reaching for your toes. Beautiful. And then from here, bend the knees, squeeze your knees towards the nose. Keep your shoulders lifted off the mat. Squeeze yourself into a little ball. And relax your shoulders towards the floor. Relax the back of the head on the floor, rock side to side, squeezing your knees in. Starting to feel a little bit warmer in the body. From here, we're going to extend our legs up towards the ceiling 1 more time. This time, relaxing arms down by your sides. Sway your leg behind your head. And then rock up and down your back a couple of times. A massage for your whole spine length. If that doesn't feel good in your back for any reason, if you have any issues with your spine, with the vertebrae, skip this part. Otherwise, after a few of those, we're going to use the momentum to come up to sit on the mat. And I'm just going to rotate to face you. So take your time to find a comfortable seated position. Comfortable means you can sit upright here. If you feel like your back is rounding when you're trying to sit cross-legged, use elevation underneath your hips. So bring a book or a thick blanket. Maybe you can sit up on a pillow to elevate your hips. And then sitting up nice and tall. Here, let's give our shoulders a roll up towards the ears. Exhale down the back, finding tall seated position. Lifting through the chest. Bring your hands on your knees. We're going to inhale, lifting your chest up towards the ceiling, lifting your gaze. Think about arching your back. Exhale as you lean back, round the back, bring chin to chest. Inhale as you roll forward, open up, look up. Exhale as you lean back and round. 2 more times. Inhale to roll forward, open up, look up. Exhale to lean back and round. And one more time, inhale to lift up, look up. And from here, connecting the palms together, interlace the fingers, flip the palm, push the palms away from you, round the back. As you lean back, bringing chin to chest, creating even more space between your shoulder blades. On an inhale, rolling forward, start to lift your arms above your head. This might feel not so comfortable if you sit a lot, have tension in your shoulder and your upper back. Try to send your arms back in space, lifting the chest, lifting the gaze up. We're here for 3. Big breath in. 4, 2. And 4, 1. Inhale. Exhale to bring your palms down. Nice. This time, keeping your left palm down onto the floor. Inhale your right arm up towards the ceiling. Exhale as you lean to the side. See if you can slightly rotate your chest forward and up towards the ceiling as you side bend here. If your palm is facing up, see if you can rotate your palm facing down towards the floor, straightening through the elbow, reaching through the fingertips. Maybe you bend your lower elbow, almost bringing it down towards the floor. Big side body stretch. Inhale here, exhale as you come back to the center. Inhale to switch sides, lifting your left arm up. Exhale as you lean towards the right side. And same thing here, rotating your palm to face down, and then rotating your chest to face forward and up, sending your arm back in space. Maybe you bend your right elbow, bringing elbow down towards the floor. Big side body stretch. Make sure both sit bones are still on the floor. Top arm is straight. Inhale here, exhale. We're going to rotate towards the knee. Bring your palm down, walk your hands to the center. Inhale to lift up. Exhale to fold over the legs. We can add gentle sways side to side. And start to walk your hands back towards your shins. And from here, we're going to flip onto hands and knees. So take your time getting onto hands and knees into a tabletop position. Bringing your hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. We'll tuck the toes, send your hips back, getting a stretch through the soles of the feet. And optional here to press into the hands, lifting your knees off the mat as well, getting a little bit heavier on the toes. That's one of the options. Staying knees on the ground is another. And then if you want to add even more weight into your toes, sitting all the way back onto your heels. Noticing how that feels for your toes, for the soles of the feet. See if you're pressing pinky toes into the ground as well. If you're sitting on your heels, we'll add another side body stretch here. Inhaling both arms up, interlace the fingers, flip the palm. Inhale to lift the chest. Exhale, reaching to one side. Inhale back to center. Exhale to the other side. And then coming back down into a tabletop, releasing tops of the feet on the floor. You can tap the toes. Once again, hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Couple of cats and cows from here. Inhaling to drop your belly button down, stick your tailbone up, lift the chest, look up, breath in. Exhale as you tuck your tailbone under, bring belly button to spine, rounding through the back, bringing chin to chest. Exhale. Inhale to arch, lift the chest, look up. Exhale to round, exhale all the air out. A couple of more with your own rhythm of breath, so you may slow it down or speed it up slightly, but see if you're letting your breath guide the movement rather than you adjusting the breath to fit the movement. So we're moving with the breath, inhaling into arch and exhaling to round. Nice. And then from here, finding a tabletop position, flat back, gently pulling belly button to spine. So there's a core activation here. We're trying to keep our lower back nice and flat, and we're going to extend our left leg behind. Lifting the foot off the mat, point your toes down. You can balance here, bringing weight evenly in both hands. If you want to challenge your balance a little bit more, extend the opposite arm forward. Right arm goes up. Give me a big thumbs up. Keep looking down into the mat. Reach your fingertips forward. Inhale. Exhale as you connect knee to elbow. Inhale to lift up and reach. Exhale to connect knee to elbow, rounding the back. Inhale to lift and reach. Think lengthening through the fingertips, pressing through the heel towards the back wall. Exhale as you connect knee to elbow. Remember, you can do it with both palms on the floor, extending just the leg behind you. Inhale. Exhale to squeeze knee towards the chest. One more time, inhaling to lift your arm and leg, holding your balance here. Little bit of a challenge. Exhale as you open your arm and leg to either side. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, opening arm and leg in opposite directions. Inhale, back to center. One more time. Exhale out to the sides. Inhale back to center, bringing your palm down on the floor, bringing your knee back down on the floor. We're going to connect the toes, send our hips back for child's pose, relaxing your chest and forehead down towards the floor. Knees can stay together or open, your choice. If you feel like this is a little bit uncomfortable, not really your jam, try opening your knees wider. Feeling a sense of openness in the lower back and the hips, relaxation through the shoulders, forehead heavy on the mat. I'll take another breath in here. And exhale as we start to lift back up into our tabletop position. We'll repeat the same thing on the other side. So hands stay underneath the shoulders, extending your right leg long behind you, lifting the foot off the mat, pointing toes down into the floor. Maybe you balance here, even weight in both palms. Maybe you lift your left arm forward, big thumb up. Try to lift your heel a little higher. Inhale to reach through the fingertips and heel. Exhale to connect knee to elbow. Inhale to lift and reach. Exhale to connect knee to elbow. Two more times. Inhale as you lift. Keep looking down into the mat. Exhale as you connect knee to elbow. Let's slow it down a little. Inhale as we lift and reach. Holding it here is one option. Other option, exhale as you open your arm and leg to opposite sides. Inhale back to center. See if your leg starts to droop down. Pick it up. Exhale out to the sides. Inhale back to center. One more time. Exhale out to the sides. Inhale back to center. Look down into the mat. Bring your palm down. Bring your knee down. One more time, child's pose. Toes together. Maybe knees together or apart. Your choice. Walk your palms forward. Stretch through the back. Inhale to look at the top of the mat. Exhale to fold forehead down towards the floor. Head heavy on the mat. Relaxing your hips down towards the heels. And one more breath here. Exhale as you lift the forehead, coming back into a tabletop, and we're going to come into our first downward dog of the practice. Bringing your knees underneath the hips. We're going to tuck the toes. Spread your fingertips wide. Press through the knuckles of your hands. We're going to send our hips back. Lift the knees. Lower your head down. Look between your toes. Keep your knees lower towards the ground, and then start to straighten your legs as you send your hips back in space, pressing your hips towards the back wall. See if you can bend your knees a little bit more and make both of your heels heavy. Roll your shoulders away from the ears. Beautiful. Keep looking towards the back edge of the mat. We're going to pedal it out. Lowering one heel towards the floor, bending the opposite knee generously. You can even lift that foot off the mat. Switch sides. Lowering the other heel towards the floor, bend the opposite knee generously, maybe even lift the foot off the mat. Walk it out, bending one knee at a time, lowering the opposite heel down. As you do this, see if your feet are parallel to each other or if they're pointed to a side or crooked in some ways. Try to keep your feet parallel to one another, toes pointing towards your wrists, so that there's kind of symmetry in your pose. Keep pressing knuckles into the floor. Let's take one more breath here, looking at the back of the mat, and try to keep your hips in one spot. Find stillness for a moment. We're going to start walking our hands back towards the back edge of the mat, keeping your hips in one spot. Try not to sway your hips side to side. Coming into a forward fold at the back edge of the mat, relaxing your forehead down towards the floor. Exhale everything out. Whew. Top of the head heavy, arms heavy. So you can stay here with your arms dangling down. You can bring hands onto the opposite elbows, adding a little bit more weight. See if you have a gentle bend in the knees, so that we're not overstretching through the knee joint, but actually getting into our hamstrings. Maybe you sway side to side, feeling a nice release through your lower back. And we'll add a couple of neck rolls here, bringing ear to shoulder all the way around. Inhaling chin to chest, exhaling to look forward at the top of the mat. One more time, inhaling chin to chest. And exhaling to release your palms down. We're going to bring them on top of your shins. Inhale to lift halfway. Think straight back. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Look at the top of the mat. Exhale to fold. Feet are hip widths apart. We're going to bring hands on hips. Inhale to lift up halfway. Back parallel to the floor. Crown of the head reaching forward. Slight bend in the knees. See if you can squeeze your shoulder blades together, pulling elbows back in space. Pressing through the pinky toes, outer edges of your feet, we're going to come into our chair pose. So start to sink your hips down as if you're trying to sit into a chair behind you. See if you can still see your toes, especially the big toes, so that we're not shifting too far forward. Send your weight back. And then from here, lifting your chest up, looking forward and up. Your option one to stay here. Keep pressing through outer edges of your feet. Point your tailbone down into the floor. Relax shoulders down the back. If you want to add a little more, we'll extend arms alongside the ears, reaching your fingertips up as if you're holding a big beach ball overhead, trying to lift it overhead. Try to sink a little bit lower. Look down, see if you can still see your toes. Hold here for 3, 4, 2, 4, 1. Big breath in. Inhale. Exhale as you lift all the way up. Extend your arms up towards the ceiling. You can add a gentle back bend, shifting your hips forward, reaching your arms back. Inhale. Exhale to connect the palms. Bring hands to heart. One more time. Circle arms around and up. Inhale. Big breath in. Squeeze your hips forward. Lift your chest up. Look up. Exhale as you bend the knees, fold over the legs. Exhale to release. And this time we're going to walk our feet about mat widths apart, pointing your toes out to the sides. So heels can stay on the mat, toes are off the mat. You want the stance to be slightly wider. For this one, you can shift hips side to side, just to get a little movement through the hips. And then from here, fingertips on the floor. Inhale as you look forward. Exhale as you start to bend the knees, lowering your hips down, coming into your Malasana yogic squat. Inhaling to lift the hips up. Lower the head, look between your legs. Inhale to look forward. Start to lower your hips down. One more time. Inhaling to lift up, lower the head, look between your legs. Exhale, bend the knees, start to lower your hips down, and this time you can bring your forearms inside of the knees, pushing your knees out to the sides. You can roll onto the outer edges of your feet, onto the pinky toe edges. Feeling a nice stretch here in your inner thighs and your hips. If you want to go even deeper, you'll connect the palms, bring elbows to the inside of the knees, lowering your hips even more. So any of the options here is fine. You can stay a little bit higher up if your knees don't love this. Also, if you're here with your palms in a prayer in front of you, see if you're rounding through your back a lot. Press your chest forward towards the palms. Lengthen through the back. Look up. We'll take another breath here. Exhale. Bring your palms back down. Lift your hips up. Walk your feet back to hip width apart. Exhale, folding over the legs, completely letting your back round. And we're going to slowly lift up all the way to stand. This time, unrolling one vertebra at a time, as slow as you can. Lifting your lower back, restacking the middle back, and then shoulders, your neck and head come up last. Give your shoulders a roll at the top. And then from here, we'll find our mountain pose at the back edge of the mat. So you'll shift your weight from toes to heels a couple of times. Squeeze your big toe, pinky toe into the floor, press through the heel. Once again, outer edges of the feet are active. A gentle bend in the knees, and we're going to tuck the tailbone under, bringing belly button to spine, lifting through the chest. Palms facing forward. Shoulder blades are down the back, and your chin is parallel to the floor so that the back of the neck is nice and long. And from here, the entire back, the whole spinal cord is in one straight line from the tailbone to the crown of the head, as if there's a string attached to the crown of the head and somebody's pulling it up. All of the vertebrates are stacking one on top of the other. And if you're comfortable to close your eyes here, we can close our eyes here. Inhaling, full body breath in. Exhaling to release all the air out. Inhale, full body breath in. Exhale to release. Think about uplift through the front of the body, through your thighs, belly, and chest as you inhale. As you exhale, a downward sense of energy through the back of the head, the shoulders, the heels, pressing into the floor. 2 more breaths here. Inhaling, lift, lengthen. Exhale, soft, ground. Next breath in, we'll circle our arms around and up. Start to open your eyes. Connect the palms on top. Reach your arms up. Maybe you lift your chest up towards the ceiling. Exhale to bring your hands to heart. Let's bring chin to chest. Roll it out, bringing one ear to shoulder. And then to the other side. You can relax the hands down by the sides. Maybe take it all the way around into a full neck circle. And then from here, we're just going to make our way back down onto the mat. Inhaling, circle your arms around and up. Big breath in. Exhale, folding over the legs. Walk your hands back to plank. Once you're in your plank, Lots of space in between your collarbones. Shift your shoulders back in space. Tuck your tailbone under, nice and strong. If you need to bring your knees towards the ground, inhale, big breath in. Exhale as you bend the elbows, squeeze your elbows towards the rib cage, lower down slowly with control. Look forward. Inhale, squeeze your elbows in again, pressing yourself back to a tabletop position, and from the tabletop position back to seated on the mats. You can let me know how you're feeling after this practice in the comments down below, what you liked or didn't like about it, and if there's any issues that you want to address in the future videos. And I'll see you in the next video. Namaste.